So we're talking about OCD. I could just tell you that I have the privilege of being the parent, not father maybe, the parent of Kelly Sisco, and she has some challenges on that, but she really makes the best of them, and actually is a very wonderful person. So Kelly, she has another class coming up on Tuesday. You could share with them your experience from this minute or two that you'll share with us. Yeah, give a round of applause.
Hi everyone. The last 2 years of my father being transgender, I have accepted it very much, but the whole he-she thing is hard. If I'm among like people that know Fran as like a guy, he doesn't mind so much if I say dad, but in certain situations it's very hard because I say dad, and people that don't know my father as a guy, he's trying so hard to be a girl, and I say dad. Well, we were out picking Father's Day cards for, I think, my grandfather. This is 2 years ago. My grandfather's dead now. His father. We were picking Father's Day cards out at the food store, and I'm looking through all the sayings, and I say, Dad, this will make a really good card for you. Everyone looks around like, what? And I'm like, I realized, he's like, what are you talking about? We don't have to know that I'm your father. And yes, it said dad, be a good card for you, so I said dad when I wasn't supposed to, and it's very hard sometimes not to go around saying dad, and I then oops, I gotta say Fran, but at home I'm saying Fran more at home now, so it's been a little challenging, little he and she thing. So, talking about OCD, I owned a gift shop for 3.5 years, and it was, I went into it trying to get rid of my stuff, but I actually got more stuff. I actually got a lot more stuff that anyone could handle. It was an OCD, it was a consignment shop, so as I sold something, some people brought me lots and lots of things, and as I sold something, I would pay them 50% of whatever sold. But I got more stuff than I could ever handle that added to the chaos of my hoarding obsession, and it became one big mountain, and I had stuff from, I don't know, dog toys to books to vases to jewelry to everything you can imagine, and it became more and more and more. And at the end, it was so hard to get rid of everything and like give it all back to everyone, and it became a big cycle, which is one of the reasons why I had to close my store. But like, so I don't think the whole process of it helped me to learn to like run my own business, but in the whole process, besides the experience it gave me of that, it also made life a lot harder. When I closed, getting rid of all the stuff was like so hard, and I remember people were so desperate to give me stuff. They were so desperate. They would like bring the weirdest things in. I remember someone brought in a used electric razor. I mean, why would you want to, like, it's disgusting to even give me a used. People will come and bring me the weirdest thing and bet, oh, it's worth so much money, and it was worth a nickel. It wasn't worth nothing. And the things that were worth a lot of money in this economy were hard to sell, but people would bring me so much stuff, and they would go on, oh, it's worth this, it's worth that. One guy, he came in almost every day. He got stuff on his route. He was a garbage collector, and he found stuff on his route, sanitation worker, and he was like, oh, this is worth a lot of money, and I was like, I couldn't take everything, and a lot of his stuff wasn't worth nothing. He just had this vision that I somehow could make him a lot of money, and I was a good salesperson, but I wasn't a miracle worker. I couldn't sell what couldn't be sold, you know? Anyway, some people came and were so desperate to bring me stuff that they would drop stuff at my door, and I didn't want people leaving stuff at my door, no way. But he came and a couple people came and dropped mostly books and records at my door, and they were wanting to get to me, but in the end they were not accomplishing anything, because those would be the days that it would rain. So I would come to my doorstep and I would see them sitting there. I'm like, oh, who brought me stuff now? I don't know who it was. And when I did my consignment in my store, I had to write down what everyone gave me and how much it cost and make a list for them. And I didn't know who gave it to me. They maybe later in the week would call me and say they gave it to me, but I didn't know they gave it to me. And so we all wet. All this effort to bring it to me, and then it got all wet, and what do I do with it? I had to throw it out anyway. So it was like, their efforts were not even worth it, because they were so desperate to give it to me. They should have just waited to give it to me, because it got ruined anyway in the process. My time is over.
Yeah.
Too quick.
You have one more thing to say?
I have a whole other other story to say.
Pull your mic away from
I have a whole other story to say.
All right, give us the last story, then we'll move
Okay,
on.
talking about OCD, okay. The reason I wear my fingernails, these nails, I do them all the time, every 3 weeks. The reason I do them is because I used to be a picker. I used to pick my nails and rip them apart, and it would get infected. Well, I kind of do that with my toes, don't look at them. Well, anyway, so OCD it's transpired in other ways. I have, you can't really, it's harder to like cut your toenails than it is to cut your nails. So what you have to do is take your foot and like literally, you can't put your foot in your mouth. Some people put their feet in their mouth to like cut their, like they want to bite because they have a habit of biting their nails, so they bite their toes. But it's hard to put your toes in your mouth. But so I clip them. So I clip them and I have to pull the whole toe to my eyes to clip it because it's like hard to see. And I usually like to do it in the bathroom. But my mom says, oh, you can't do it in the bathroom sitting on the toilet. No way, you can't sit in the toilet and do it. Because you have your one leg up and it will pull, since it's not sitting 2 flat feet on the toilet bowl, it will pull the toilet bowl out of the seat. So the toilet bowl is already broken. You don't want to pull it out of the seat any more than it's already pulled out. So don't sit in the toilet bowl when you're doing your feet. But the best lighting is in the bathroom. So I go into another part of the house to clip my toes. And then it's very hard because as you're doing it, the foot goes numb. Because it's in that one position trying to get to this corners to cut it. And your foot goes numb. And it goes so numb that's like, you can't even feel your skin anymore. So as you're cutting it, you can't even feel that, like, where it's digging into. So there's no pain there anymore. Then, since you're bending in this cramped position, trying to get your foot to your eyes to cut your toes to see what you're doing, your knee goes out, your knee gives out. So now your knee is hurting and your whole body is hurting to do something you shouldn't even be doing in the first place. So that's don't look at my toes, but anyway, that's a little what I do. Thank you very much.
Nice job, Kelly. Nice job. I think at the end you said
Thank you.
you're doing something that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. I think most of our lives are that way, right? You know, we all end up doing something we probably shouldn't have been doing the first. At least my life has been like that.